Watching Discovery Channel.
Hello and welcome to Daily Planet. I'm Natasha Stillwell.
And I'm Jay Ingram. On the planet today, mud boggers. We will show you the hot rods of off-road vehicles. Find out what it takes to get out of some really slippery spots.
Buckle up and get ready to get really dirty. Here's Neil Thomas.
They are the mud-bogging, trail-munching, cliff-climbing monster machines.
It's boys with big toys, right?
Off-road vehicles have come a long way from the basic Jeep.
It's like a hot rod for dirt.
Today's top 4x4s go deeper and steeper, thanks to ever-shifting technology.
You want to build it bigger and more power and bigger and more power.
With names like the White Knight.
It's got a big block Chevrolet in it, which is about 468 cubes, and it kicks ass.
And Super Sam.
It's a 1986 Suzuki Samurai on steroids, basically.
Off-road enthusiasts unleash their beasts here at Canada's largest private off-road facility.
Take the easy route through this part.
100 acres of twisted trails.
Try second gear.
Driving instructor Lee Schonert built the Alberta Safari Park to teach technique.
Boy, he's struggling in there.
And put the best to the test.
I designed it to be extraordinary. You have to have a really top, expensive vehicle to get through this stuff.
Off-road trails are rated for difficulty out of 10. And on this course, Lee's got a few nasty 9s.
That's root canal. I call it that because it's a very painful experience for some guys. It's a broken axle. You're done. So far, the carnage is 2 broken axles.
To conquer the toughest terrain, the most advanced off-road machines rarely resemble anything off an assembly line.
This is built for definitely off-roading and forget about going to the store.
Steel tube chassis are now the standard.
Rigidity is what you want to accomplish with a tube chassis. It's very safe, it's very strong.
Mark Cymbaluk built his ultimate all-terrain buggy entirely around a tube frame design.
You want to be able to take this thing and survive, a multi-roll, and this will.
A supersized suspension is the only way to crawl through this kind of chaos.
This truck kicks ass, remember? There's not much this thing can't do.
Robin Brisebois designed his dream machine around an advanced system of nitrogen-filled shocks wrapped in coils.
Suspension, I would say, is everything in an off-road vehicle because that's what's going to absorb the rough terrain.
Off-roaders describe the distance shocks compress as travel. The more travel, the more a truck can twist and turn its way out of trouble.
We've got 16 inches of travel here. You can actually have one tire 5 feet off the ground, and the other 3 tires will still be on the ground.
When it comes to tires, these rigs don't tread lightly. Specially designed mud tires are a four-wheeler's friend.
Well, in a mud tire, you want larger cleats. The larger the gaps in between is where the mud will actually sling off when you rotate the tires. The mud will not get stuck inside, so it doesn't become a big slick. It'll get cleaned out.
And in the off-road world, size matters.
This is a 44-inch tall tire. I think it's 19.5 wide. But believe it or not, nowadays, this is a small tire nowadays. The bigger the tire, the bigger hole you can handle, right?
Other features on today's serious off-road machines include hydraulic-powered steering.
If you notice here, I don't have a steering column anymore.
Snorkels for deep water.
It raises where air comes into the engine. If you suck water in it, wreck the engine, that means you're going back to camp on a hook.
And even something you'd only expect to find on a street racer, engine-jolting nitrous oxide, or NOS.
Nitrous is basically a shot of love juice.
But there's more to off-roading than just big torque and big tires. There's a very technical skill involved in attacking these trails. Drivers call it picking the right line.
Picking line's all about being able to read the terrain and judging the ability of your vehicle and navigating your vehicle successfully up over the obstacle you're approaching.
You got to take just the right line. You got to use the right amount of throttle and a certain amount of finesse. Some do well at it and some don't.
You gotta get unstuck.
That skill is about to be tested on the biggest obstacle of the day, Impossible Hill.
I don't think anybody's done Impossible Hill.
An 80-degree incline up a sandy slope. And so far, the hill has lived up to its name. But today, Mark's about to lay his new buggy on the line.
You put it up about 2 feet up the side. Now we have to call it Lee's Law, because I paid him $100.
The hill is an impressive lesson in one of the most important capabilities off-roaders are always trying to improve, crawl ratio.
The crawl ratio is the lowest possible gear you can get into your vehicle.
Off-road vehicles rely on much lower gearing so they don't stall or slip.
Like here's first gear, low range. This is 129 to 1. Look what we're doing. I haven't touched the gas pedal yet. I have my hands on the wheel. It's sitting here spinning the tires at idle. If you're worried about an obstacle, you got a big 4-foot rock in front of you, and you want to crawl your wheel up, you're not accelerating and trying to force this thing up there.
Like any motorsport, this hobby isn't cheap. Some of the most expensive custom vehicles are now more than $200,000.
People have really started to invest a lot of money in their toys. They want them bigger, badder, and faster.
But as long as there are obsessed off-roaders, technology will continue to push these mean machines to the next level.
You got a shower?